cut that other live stream. It was about 7.5 hours anyway. But because of the sign problem on the other side of Atlanta, their signs are so deteriorated in Atlanta now that all you can see on their big signs at the, halfway through Atlanta are little bits of white where the letters and words used to be. They just let them go, and they never bothered to fix them so anyone could read them again. So you can't read most of the signs on the highway in Atlanta. So I had to stop my stream and concentrate even more on the road. And anyway, so I figured, well, what the heck, I got a few more hours before I'm going to be at my destination, Alabama coastline. So I figured, I might as well start the stream again. I was getting pretty goofy last night anyway. Getting a little tired, and not too tired to drive, but a little tired to stay extremely serious while I was that last hour or two of last night's live stream. And but right now I'm not planning on talking that much throughout this whole one, and I'm going to just kind of just keep it on, and maybe do a little ASMR sounds of all different kinds while I'm at it. Mostly the sound of the road and the motor, but yeah, just a little relaxation for the rest of the way, because like I said before, I don't often drive over 1,000 miles anymore, in a day or two. And if it wasn't for that problem at the end of those signs in Atlanta, and not being able to get a decent GPS on this phone, usually do it in about 13 or 14 hours, but that's just fine. That's fine. Alrighty, I'm gonna shut up for a while. Thank you for showing up last night, though. The ones you did, and for the comments and likes and all that. I sure appreciate all that. I sure do. Just for the record, about 70 or 80 miles before Montgomery, Alabama, and still on Route 85 south. Praise the Lord. And it's going to be smooth sailing all the rest of the way now, because at least you can see the letters and the words on the signs now, unlike the second half of Atlanta, where they're all worn out. That's a shame, too, because I do still kind of love that area. It is a really big city now, though. It is okay driving through in the middle of the night like I like to do it, but rush hour hits, it's not a lot of fun. It's even way worse than Boston, or there are some other cities. But again, it is good to get out for a pretty long road trip like this. Even though I'm, by myself. I'm not totally by myself. Because you're there. You're here. Well, that's good. It's like we might run into a little rain again too, which is pretty cool because
After 900 feet, use the right lane and turn right onto the County Route 12. Now turn right onto the County Route 12.
Oh, yeah, now the GPS.
After half a mile, turn right towards Montgomery and then make a U-turn.
Now that it's light out and I don't need it at all anymore. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? All of a sudden, the GPS decides to work.
Now turn left and then turn left onto Windover Farm Mobile Home Park.
Turning left, I'm turning right. Because I know where I'm going now. Alrighty. Just gonna leave that running when I get gas. Right now. I'm gonna turn this off though. Gotta go to the next one. Pumps are running out of gas.
After a quarter of a mile, turn right and then turn left.
Well, I don't know where you think I'm going, but that ain't it. Bucky's. I never been in one of them Bucky's. Here, I'll put the window down for y'all.
Now turn right and then turn left onto Windover Farm Mobile Home Park.
I guess I will, since it looks like about the only way out of this gigantic parking lot that I never...
Now turn left and then immediately turn right.
Oh, well, I can see that. Thank you, anyway. Immediately. Yeah, okay.
Now turn right and then turn left at the next stop sign onto Windover Farm Mobile Home Park.
Yeah.
Now turn left onto Windover Farm Mobile Home Park.
Tell me how to get there.
At the next traffic light, turn left onto Cox Road.
I gotta shut this thing off.
Now turn left onto Cox Road.
Oh my God. You know what? I hate to stop it after only 22 minutes, but maybe once I get back on the highway, it'll shut up for a while.
After a quarter of a mile, use the right lane to join the Interstate 85 south towards Montgomery.
Too bad you couldn't talk when I really needed
Now
you.
keep right to join the Interstate 85 south towards Montgomery.
But praise the Lord. It's good to be alive, isn't it? Yeah, it's okay.
Now join the highway.
You wouldn't believe how cold it is here. The whole 30 years that I've lived down here, it has never been this cold this time of year.
Follow the highway.
Really. There's no way it should be this cold again until at least December. And I don't mean even September, October, November. I mean December. Because there's got to be 40 degrees out there. It's below 50. It's not bothering me, but I like it, actually. I'm really grateful for it. I like the cold. To a certain extent, I like the cold. To the extent of, I gotta get this air conditioning fixed. The addition of Freon didn't cut it. So, in that respect, I'm pretty happy about this cold weather. Now, it's been less than a year since I bought this truck. And, it was a trade-in. And like I mentioned before, it was pristine, beautiful shape. And, you know, when I test drove it, the AC was working just fine. So a few weeks later, it started getting a little warmer and a little warmer. And I went to add the can of stuff, but it didn't really need it. So I took it to my good mechanic, my most trusted mechanic. He said, no, it's not the Freon additive, it's the whole thing, you know. But I don't know, I still might be able to fix it. Still have a couple things up my sleeve that might fix it, but sure don't need that AC today anyway, just as well. Anyway, welcome to Jeffrey Starwolf live chat. Maybe a little ASMR, autonomous sensory Meridian, neurological response thrown in there. He doesn't go on though, from time to time, once in a while. For your listening pleasure. Still way too many bumps for my liking. After, like I was saying last night, being so totally spoiled by the beautiful North Carolina roads. But amazing thing, man. All these people in all these other states are driving all over these really bumpy roads all the time. Wow. Their vehicles must put to a heck of a beating, that's for sure, on the road. Tuskegee, Alabama. Tuskegee Airmen's Museum right now. You know, I have to admit, I kind of like the ride. Just going down Route 95 all the way to Jacksonville, Florida, and then taking a ride, staying on Route 10 all the way. It's much longer, but it's a nicer ride. The roads are a lot better. Tuscaloosa either, which reminds me of a real dumb joke. It's really kind of be really another Tuskegee sign. Come on, man. Let's see how many more we can squeeze onto this boat now. Anyway, about this. Tuscaloosa reminds me of. So, a lot of you probably never heard of a comedian named Groucho Marx brothers, but they were pretty popular in the 40s. I wasn't around. That wasn't my time. That was a little bit before my time even. But this Groucho Marx, he used to say, well, he was that guy with the funny looking glasses, and he was always licking a cigar, and saying really funny things with a really funny voice. He had a very unique, funny type of voice. But one thing he used to say, which, like I said, wasn't really his best. He used to say, well, it's pretty obvious why all the elephant hunters come to Alabama. Sure, because Tuscaloosa. Sounds like that is sick, man, but not in a good way. See, sick, the expression used to mean bad, you know, or stupid, dumb, you know. That's sick, man. That is not a healthy statement. But it evolved into any cool, good thing, positive thing. Just a versatile word. But Tuscaloosa, elephant hunters, come on. Come on, Groucho. Really not funny. Tuscaloosa. For one thing, anyway, I think that hunts an elephant is an asshole anyway, you know. There's never any reason for anyone to hunt an elephant. They don't fight back. They have a bigger brain than humans. They're probably smarter than most of them. It's just the idea of hunting an elephant is horrible. Elephant guns, these big old guns. And that's really stupid. Immoral, unethical, inhumane. Nothing good. You know, people could say, well, it's okay for some people to hunt elephants because if it's between that and watching the family starve, it's better for them to hunt elephants. Well, I say, you know, find something else to hunt. Pick on something your own size. You don't need to go after start killing elephants or worse. everyone I've met, so just like very gracious, hospitable, caring, honest. Great fishing in Alabama too. Freshwater fishing is great. That's a good amount of lakes too. Freshwater lakes, inland lakes, few rivers. Yeah, the bass grow pretty big down here. I don't keep any fish I catch anymore, unless I might be camping out, want to eat them, but generally I don't. I practically never do. I never do anymore. I doubt I really ever will again. Keep them and eat them, I mean, it's really not necessary, I use the CPR method of fishing. Catch, picture, and release. CPR fishing. Catch them, take a picture, and then release them. Unharmed. Well, the mom might get a little sore sometimes for a day or so. That's just guessing that. Oh wow, what is going on up here, man? Ooh. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, that's a standstill. Nope, it must be an accident. Oh shit, this sucks. Oh no. And I was in the slow lane. All these people that were in the fast lane aren't gonna like me because they're all bumping and bumping and I couldn't get over there. But I shall try to get over there now because that's probably the most prudent thing to do. But I don't know what's going on up there. Usually don't have these standstills, but now I sure don't know what's going on. Let's see if anyone will let me in. See if that truck will let me in. You gonna let me in? Nope. I don't want to go too far ahead. Because, I don't like them people that drive up real fast on the sides to cut in front of everybody else. I've never been that. Oh, come on, man. Thanks a lot. Oh, look, another one. Alright. You're making me do it this way, I'll do it this way. You know, I can drive that way if I want to. I did learn to drive in Boston. In Boston, when you put your directional signal on, it means you're coming in, you're coming through, you're coming into that lane. It's just a courtesy. You're letting them know that that's what you're doing. Because anyone, any nice person, would let you in anyway. It's just like if I see someone else in another lane, they got their directional on, I just won't give it more gas. You know, I'll let them. But it's amazing how many people, when they see a car in front of them with their directional on in the other lane, will just give it more gas. Oh no, I'm not letting you in here. I can see you got your directional on. You want to come in here. I see that turn signal. But there's no way I'm going to let you in here. Not me. You know, that's not very nice. That's not conducive to making a good world, to a nice world. You know. Oh boy. I kind of needed to be in this lane anyway, but I was just in the slow lane because I know it's about 50 more miles before I really need to be in this lane because the exit's on this side. Wow. All times I made this trip, I never had a... Well, coming home once I ran into something like this, but never driving down. But you never know. Never know what it is. I still don't see any police lights up there. But it is real stop and go, bumper to bumper. At least it's stop and go. Could be just stop and stop. Stop and stay stopped. Oh man, like it is right now. Oh boy. Reading the car in front of me. Limited edition Toyota Avalon. Okay, 4-door sedan, pretty small. Okay, there's some blinking lights up there now. They're not blue, but they're yellow. Tell me this is just road structure. No way. No, I don't think so. That's really uncalled for if it is. But in a way it would make sense because this is probably the smoothest road I've been on since I left North Carolina. Oh boy, don't hit me, Mr. Semi. It's 20 miles before Montgomery, too. It's interesting to me how they call them 18-wheelers semi-trucks, though, because really it looks like the whole thing, you know. It doesn't look like a semi. They don't look like semis. Looks all there to me. Well, that's some nice scenery down there. Okay, here's... What is this? Is it going to speed up now? Okay, yep. Speaking of semis, that's what it was. I shouldn't have to be all that just for that. But a semi big rig 18-wheeler was broken down pretty bad back there, right back there. And it's just like after the big blizzard, it's like it never happened. Cruising right along again after you go by, it's just like it never happened. A little big slow down, never happened. It's alright. I'm not late for work or anything. I'm actually at my work right now, talking to you. You know, the really famous country singer Hank Williams is from Alabama. Not the son, not Hank Williams Jr. That's his son. He's pretty famous too. He wrote a lot of songs, pretty good ones. But Hank Williams, his dad, he wrote all the famous country songs first, and he's actually did that in around the 40s as well, 30s, 40s, 50s. I'll see if I can sing a little bit, just a little bit, so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Let's see. Hey, good looking, what you got cooking? I was about cooking something good with me. Hey, sweet baby. showing my age if I say it is, but I believe I used to have the Hank Williams Sr. on an 8-track tape, to tell you the truth. If y'all heard of them, and y'all probably just about almost as old as I am, unless you're into nostalgic antique memorabilia from the past. Wow, those are high bridges up there. Those are high bridges. Yeah, they've been doing drugs. They're really high. Those bridges are really high, man. Son, Hank Williams Jr., like I say, he's pretty good too. He used to do his dad's song. That's how he started out, doing all his dad's songs and playing the guitar. I mean, his dad was really famous back in his day. And, you know, everyone my age has heard him. Whether they're into country music or not, I mean, he's famous like Dolly Parton's famous or something, you know. Everyone knew who he was, knows who he was, if they're about my age. So his son was getting pretty famous just doing his songs, you know. And then he was in a real bad accident. A motorcycle accident or a car accident, I'm not sure. Kind of, or maybe he was just hiking, he fell off a cliff. I think somehow he went over a cliff. I don't remember all the exact details, but his face got messed up so bad, his chin especially. He grew a beard, and he had that beard for the rest of his life. Just to cover up how disfigured his face had become, falling over that cliff, and going over it somehow. even though it is a huge city. It's definitely a huge city. But it's usually kind of the middle of the night while I'm driving by here too. But not today. Not because the Atlanta debacle was over. They really need to do something about their signs though. Because I already knew all the roads I needed to be on when I needed to go on them. But that doesn't do you much good if you can't read any of the signs because all the letters and words are worn off. Like they are in half of Atlanta now. Mobile. That's where I'm going. One time before I really knew how to pronounce Mobile, I think I said mobile to somebody, and they're like, "It ain't mobile, it's pronounced Mobile." And I was like, "Don't you call that attitude with me? I'll call it mobile if I feel like it." And they're like, "Oh, man." I know what they were thinking about me then. Damn Yankee. Wise ass. He's one of them. I know
After
what they-
3/4 of a mile, keep left to take the exit.
No kidding. No kidding. Yep. Tell me all about it when I don't need you.
After 1/4 of a mile, use the left 2 lanes to take exit 0 and continue onto the Interstate 65 south towards
Right, it is
Mobile.
Exit 0. Exit 0. Not a whole lot of exit 0s.
Now keep left to take the exit towards Interstate 65 south, Mobile.
Okay, that's a sharp turn on the bridge.
Follow the highway.
He called it mobile. The AI called it mobile. Called mobile. That's what I threatened to call it. But that's only because it wasn't being very nice. Alrighty. Left lane, here goes. Well, now that I could use your help telling me which way to go out of these 6 lanes here. You ain't saying a word, are you? No. You shut up when I can use your help, don't you? It sure does. Worthless piece of junk. Probably which was a little Chevy HHR, which I have to admit was probably the best, certainly the most dependable car I ever had. That little Chevy HHR. But it wasn't big enough to pull my camper, which I'll be getting pretty soon. Then once I get my camper, I will be making sort of regular, I guess what you could call regular YouTube videos at all the different places I go, the campgrounds I go to, just all the different places I go to in my camper. But I don't know how much fun it's going to be now, because whenever we went around in my camper before, you know, I was married when we got it. You know, we were married, and so, you know, I was always part of a couple at a campground. You know, now I feel like I might just be, you know, if I pull into the campground by myself with my camper, you know, that's pretty okay and acceptable. Oh, I don't know, one strange old guy in a camper at the campground by himself. Well, at least until maybe I can meet someone that wouldn't mind riding along with me sometimes. know. It really is strangely cold in the South today. inside a tiny sea. But who am I to doubt or question the inevitable being? For it is just discover that grows inside the secret life of plants. Well, I remember when that Stevie Wonder Secret Life of Plants album, when he first came out with that, man, I played that one over and over again. I love that song so much. Just the whole album. Awesome. And anyone who hasn't heard it, you know, especially if they like that kind of music, I would highly recommend it. It's called Stevie Wonder, The Secret Life of Plants. A Seed to Star. Comfort, look around, find yourself some fun. No sense in sitting there hating everyone. I know, but I can't seem to find what I've been looking for. Got something on my mind. So I took a journey through my world into the sea. The teacher who found love instead of me. If you're too young to die, that's right. You're never too old to rock and roll. When you're too young to die, too old to rock and roll. If you're too young to die. penalized for copyright infringement. That's what happens when you're making a live stream in your car and you put the radio on and music comes on, or even someone's talk show or something. All of a sudden, next thing you know, you're up getting grief for copyright infringement. And that's no good anymore. You just wasted your time. So I'm just humming a little bit instead of putting the radio on. I hope you don't mind. I hope it's okay. I really hope it's not bothering you too much. Just saw a sign for the Gulf Breeze Zoo, which is another cool zoo like the ones I was talking about last night. Gulf Breeze. See, everything's starting to get, the closer we get to the Gulf, everything's starting to kind of get those names. Gulf Breeze. Gulf Breeze. It's cold today. Cool. Jimmy Buffett's from Mobile, Alabama. He grew up there for quite a while. His followers are called parrot heads. Jimmy Buffett's followers. I like that 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, there's something tall and strong. Make it a hurricane before I go insane. I don't care. 5 o'clock somewhere. There's 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, it's only 12:30, but I don't care. 'Cause it's 5 o'clock somewhere. I made a video about that. Short. Actually, that's one of my earlier videos. I made that. I was at a really good vantage point over the Mobile Bay. And looking down on the bay. 3 really nice piers, jetty piers in a row. And it just as the sun was going down, it was all pink, orangey. The bay just looked so beautiful. I didn't know what to do. I figured, well, it's Jimmy Buffett's birthday, and Santana. Carl Santana. I think he wrote that one, but he did that for a long time. Yeah. That's a good song. Racing around. Similar Alabama. Darlington, made famous by the NASCAR racetrack, and Starlington, not really made that famous, but it sounds like Darlington. Trying to make a devil